a justified resentment, it doesn't matter if it's justified or not. You're shutting yourself off in the sunlight of the Spirit. Right? You squander hours that might have been worthwhile, and you permit it to happen. You allow it to happen. You make yourself get drunk because you don't stop it. Right? Right? There's tools here to fix it, and you won't fix it. You just want to just sit in your own fucking pity pot and just say, I'm justified in this. Don't you understand? I'm justified.
It's not fair.
I deserve to be angry. It's not fair.
Right.
What they're doing is not fair.
I always used to say that.
And you just sit there and it festers and it festers and it festers. And you shut your so we were prepared to look at it from an entirely different angle. Is that you're allowing these resentments to happen. You're squandering hours that might have been worthwhile. You're shutting yourself off in the sunlight of the Spirit. Right? This grouch in the brainstorm is killing you because you're always thinking about what you're going to do, what you should have said, what I'm going to say. Right? Anybody in that boat? Mm-hmm. And next thing you know, you're friggin' drunk and none of it matters. But yet you're justified in this resentment and you're going to carry it to the grave. So this was our course. We realized the people who wronged us were perhaps spiritually sick. So are these people on your list, right, spiritually sick?
Some.
Spiritually sick. Are they having trouble with personal relationships?
No.
Can they control their emotional nature? Are they a prey to misery and depression? Can they make a living? Do they have a feeling of uselessness? Are they full of fear? Are they unhappy? Can they seem to be a real help to other people? So you consider that perhaps, it doesn't mean that they are, that perhaps they're spiritually sick. Though we don't like the symptoms and the way they disturb us, they like ourselves are sick too. So we ask God, this is a prayer for each person. Each person, you go from the top of the list down to the bottom of the list. And you say a prayer, you say, what's the prayer? A sick man's prayer? Do we ask God to help and show them the same tolerance, pity, and patience we cheerfully grant a sick friend?
What prayer is that?
It's called a sick man prayer. It's on page 65 or 66.
67.
67. This is part of the process of the inventory. And if you didn't do this, when you did your inventory, you didn't do the fucking inventory according to the book.
What if you did it, but you didn't meet it?
Touche, Sam.
You know what I mean?
It says, we ask God to help show them the same tolerance, pity, and patience we cheerfully grant a sick friend. When a person offends us, we say to ourselves, this is a sick man, how can I be helpful, God? God save me from being angry. So next paragraph down, it says, referring to our list again. You guys there?
Can I ask,
Yes.
What happens to these people, I mean, just because
We're talking about one person now.
Yeah, well, two of these people.
One person now.
One person. Not talking about me, I'm talking about the people I have.
One person with.
Yeah,
Right now, that one person,
Now, one person isn't sick and they're kind of like, they're law abiding.
okay, so we move on.
Okay, so it's just my issue.
It's what?
It's just my prejudice against them.
Well, how well do you know these people?
Not very well. There's no handcuffs on them.
Oh, you're talking about cops.
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
Well, I'm
Of
just
course,
saying,
okay, all right, so we just keep moving on.
Okay.
Right?
Okay, so.
Right? All right, so you don't have a relationship with them, so you don't know whether or not
no.
they're spiritually sick or not.
No, they're pretty much, a relationship I have is they're not sick, they're just doing their job.
Okay, so let's move on.
Okay.
Okay?
We'll get to that
Yeah.
later. Oh, we'll get to that later.
So, referring to our list again with this, all right, with this cops, it could be an institution, okay?
Okay,
Police department could be an institution,
yeah,
right? We resolutely look for our own mistakes. So you put out of your mind what they did to you.
okay.
All right, right, everybody listen to this. So the cause can no longer be in play. What they did to you can no longer be in play.
Okay, so
We resolutely look for our own mistakes.
don't do what they count for, or
Oh, what?
don't do what they're doing their job about.
No, listen to what I'm saying. Okay? Put out of your minds what they did to you.
Okay.
What were your mistakes in the relationship?
Getting drunk,
God.
Write it down.
committing a crime.
No, write down what your mistakes are.
Exact crime.
Hello? So, though the situation had not been entirely our fault, we tried to disregard the other person's involvement entirely. Where am I to blame? The inventory was mine, not the other man's. When I saw my faults, I listed them. I placed them before us in black and white. We're willing to set these matters straight. So think about that person who's on your resentment list. And write down what mistakes you made in that relationship. Okay?
Well, can I ask a question? If,
Yes.
I started drinking around 12, and then 31 I did meth up until 55, and I was not able to get sober and clean until the drugs stopped working.
Right.
They absolutely, I couldn't feel them, nothing.
So
What's
at that point, you needed another spirit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? You needed another
That's
spirit.
not what's happening. My best friend's not working.
But yeah, the spirit is no longer working.
Mm-mm.
And so at that point, what am I going to do? I got to go, all right, I'm lost.
I couldn't even go
Right.
upstairs.
And so you got to find a spirit. Once those drugs and alcohol stop working, then you got to go find another spirit. Right? That's why alcohol stops working for some people and they go to drugs. Right? Drugs stop working for some people and then they go to alcohol. Right? And so and until we've run the gamut on an external spirit and everything has stopped working, we're not going to be able to do this. Right? We're not powerless. Because I can still go find a bottle of vodka that's my power and I can consume it and it fixes me. But until it stops working,
Yeah, that was a shock to me.
Yeah.
It stopped working.
well, I mean, in some cases it works every time, but it works every time to put you in jail or in the hospital. Right? The consequences become way too great. So I still have to find a spirit, but now I got to find a spirit that's not going to wind me up in jail or the hospital. Right. All right. So what you got there, Mike?
On my part?
You're not your part.
Oh. What?
You put out of your minds what the cops did to you.
Yeah. No, I got caught for doing what I did.
Well, that's pretty vague, huh?
Well, I got caught for selling drugs, or possession of drugs,
Okay.
and that's what I did. And when I don't,
And did you know going in that this was illegal?
yeah.
Or so you need to be a bit more clear than I just got caught.
Well, I knew what I was doing, and then I got caught.
Okay, so write it down as thorough as you can. Right, write it down. Tell a story. This is a narrative.
Oh, okay.
Right, it's a narrative. Right, what you got, Rob? You got anything?
My resentments.
Yeah, what we're doing here today.
Yeah.
Who's your first resentment?
My father.
Okay, right.
I just,
And what was the cause of your father's resentment for your father?
he gave me drugs when I was like 5 years old.
Okay. So do you believe he's spiritually sick?
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So, right. So what are your mistakes in this relationship? Putting out of your minds the wrongs he did.
I just never gave him a chance.
Well, be a bit. Tell the truth.
Well, because I didn't like him. So.
Tell the truth.
You know, I just.
He's your father. He's the first person on your resentment list. You just lied to me.
We did.
You didn't like him. He's your father.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah.
Come on. Tell the truth.
Yeah. So I hated him for that.
Tell the truth. Write it down. Barry, what you got?
I got my last person I ran from, Miss Evelyn. I got drunk, threw me out, stole.
And so what is your mistakes in this?
I
Put
got
it.
drunk.
No, that's not your mistakes. It can't be. It says put it. You cannot. You have to put out of your minds the wrongs they did to you.
Okay, she stole from me.
You got to put out of your minds the wrongs they did to you.
That was it.
I think the bondage itself is kicking your ass right now. How did you wind up in that position?
I drank.
No. How did you wind up in that position? Put the drink question out of it.
Okay, the point I'm saying is she stole from me because she threw me out. Because
How did you wind up in that position?
I rented from her.
How did you wind up in that position?
What did you do wrong to create this situation?
Drank.
No.
No.
No. I mean, how old are you, Barry? I got this, Mark.
66.
Okay. And how much of your life has been on the streets doing the same thing over and over again?
About 12 years.
Okay. And so how many times has it wound up in this same type of situation?
Because I drank.
How many times has it wound up in this same situation?
Never.
You've never been thrown out of any place because you drank?
Oh, yeah.
So you see how the bondage itself is just wrapping you up,
I understand.
and you're not able to see peripherally what's going on.
Okay. The reason why I drank?
No, the
Continuation.
your pattern is just the same,
Right.
right? You've had some bouts of sobriety, right?
Right.
Right? What's the longest period of sobriety you had?
8 years.
Okay. All right. So within those 8 years, did those things happen to you?
No.
Did bad things happen to you?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So now we're starting to get somewhere.
Okay.
Right, you need to think with a broad paintbrush. What mistakes have you made? This is not the only person that this has happened to. You've been thrown out of places,
Right.
right? You set yourself up to be thrown out of these places,
Right.
right? You don't treat your alcoholism.
Okay.
Well, right, is this not true?
I said okay. Yeah.
Right?
That's true.
Right, so these are some of the mistakes that you've made. And you set yourself up for being in this position.
I stopped doing what I was doing to stay sober.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. Right. You know, and so you continue to go back to the same lifestyle over and over again.
Right.
And the definition of insanity is,
Doing the same thing over and over again without changing.
and so does this apply to your life? And so you put yourself in this position.
Right.
And so you step on the toes of your fellows and they retaliate. What did you do to this woman for her to steal from you?
I couldn't stand sober.
And what else?
I got drunk.
Well but that just seems, I mean,
I don't know what I did when I was
Yeah.
drunk. So
well, see, this is the bondage itself. You guys hear this? Right? Is that we're so focused on certain things. Very so focused on the reason of my trouble is I got drunk. Right? But if you look at the big picture, even time, right? It's like, why do you keep getting drunk?
powerless over alcohol.
Okay, so why don't you find the power? If your history proves this, right, why are you still in the same boat year after year, decade after decade?
I quit doing what I was doing to stay sober.
Give up.
And so you see how we got to drag this stuff out of, right? It's not just that she stole from me.
You don't
It's
know what
the-
you did when you were drunk.
It's that I got a lifestyle that promotes this, right?
Allows it, no.
Yeah.
Right?
Pretty much.
And that's what we don't see.
I understand, but
Yeah, but that's what we don't see. We want to focus on them, what they did to me,
Come on.
right? That's all we want to focus on.
the reason why I don't really hold resentment towards it is because I
But she's top on your list.
you want to just make something up, so I did.
Okay.
But I understand what you're saying.
Right. Sam, what do you got? So you got me on your list, don't you?
No,
Damn it.
this is my boss.
Damn it.
He has not given me any work since I told him I did not want to work with, I didn't want to train the new guy. More work past 5 p.m.
You wanna what?
All right, Sam.
Like, honestly, this new guy, he's so horrible.
So Sam,
And I
Sam,
can't stand
Sam,
working with him, and I told him I
Sam,
don't want to change anymore, I don't want to work with
Sam.
him anymore. And so now I'm not working no more.
He said, okay.
So Sam, Sam, what are your mistakes in that resentment?
My mistakes are,
Sorry.
I didn't show up to work many times because I got drunk. I lied to him about why I missed so many days.
No, Sam. Your boss already knows that shit.
Well, I know he does. Yeah, that was. Let me finish. Insulted his integrity and work ethic.
So, let's kind of summarize that, Sam.
Yes.
You're sitting there, and maybe, I don't know for sure, but maybe the ego got a little bit out of control. And you're sitting there thumping your chest going, I'm a good worker. I'm good. You need me. I work hard for you. I work all these hours. And then all of a sudden, and this guy is giving him a third chance now. Is it second or third chance?
Third chance.
Third chance now.
Yeah.
See, Sam's a drunk, right? And within 6 weeks,
Yeah, 6 weeks.
6 weeks,
Yeah.
6 weeks,
He's giving ultimatums.
Sam's ego rebuilds. And Sam says, puts down the law about when he's going to work and how many hours a day he's going to work and who he's going to work with.
Oh my God.
And this man is looking back going, what?
Right.
What? You're lucky to be here. In his mind, he said, you're lucky to be here. Don't you remember that room that you flooded 2 months ago?
Is that true?
I don't know.
No, I really like flood room, but anyways, to my defense, this guy that I work with, he doesn't even know how to use a wrench, Paul.
It's justified, here we go.
It's justified, Sam. And so how's that justification working out for you?
It's not good. I'm gonna have to go say I'm sorry.
Well, don't
But I
say
really
you're
don't
sorry.
want
Just don't do it.
Don't say you're sorry. Finish this inventory and go read that off to him. And let him know that you understand what kind of chance you've been given and your ego rebuilt again. You know, and it just got squashed like a bug.
You're human.
Definitely humility.
Yes. So you guys see this? This is the purpose of the inventory. This is the purpose of the inventory. We swallow our pride. Go to it, illuminating every twist of character, every dark cranny of our past. Yeah.
I remember my boss. He goes, you know what? You can be replaced. I can even be replaced. So don't get it fucked up. We can all be replaced, including me, the owner. So
Yeah.
don't get it fucked up. I
Right.
said, man, if you can be replaced, fucking damn sure I can be replaced.
And so that's what our ego does, right? So Mark, how come you're not working?
I'm writing that one down right now.
So we basically have two talented young men, but they have one devastating weakness, one devastating illness.
I actually did go back to work this week, but it took a minute to get back in.
Ego.
It took a lot of big,
The ego, well, see, you put aside your ego.
yeah, for a minute. Not
Until
all
next
together.
time.
No.
So Rob 1, you learning anything with this?
Yeah.
Because Rob is just like you two. He's exactly like you two, except he's the quiet one. His fucking ego rebuilds just as quick as everybody else does.
Hey, Paul.
Yeah, Dan.
Run mine by you?
Yeah. Hi, this is Dan.
All right, so my resentment's at my old boss. The resentment is that he dicked me around on my pay and took advantage of my labor. This affected my self-esteem, my pride, my personal relation, my ambition, and my pocketbook.
Okay.
And where my mistake in this was is that I quit, but I had given him my word that I'd give him 2 weeks. And so I went back on my word. That, in a sense, is kind of that's just how I have it written down. I gave my word for 2 weeks and left when I felt I was slighted.
Yeah. So how'd that work out for you?
Well, I left because I had a different job, but that is, irregardless of that, is that I gave him my word and I went back on my word.
So that's what you have to go make your amends for.
Right, so regardless of what he did to me, I didn't keep my promise that I made to him.
You guys hear this?
Yeah,
Right?
that's absolutely true.
This is the inventory, right? This is the purpose of the inventory, to see the truth, right? From their side, putting out of our minds the wrongs they did to us, we resolutely look for our own mistakes. Thanks, Dan. And if you could possibly start to implement that train of thought in your a much more important demonstration of our principles lies before us, respective homes, occupations, and affairs. So if you can learn how to implement what we just discussed here in your homes and in your occupations and in your personal affairs, you can practice this principle in those relationships, right? Then you got something. So, right, so I'm assuming Ray's resentment is towards your wife?
No, actually.
Okay.
Oh, that one's been long, my ex-wife?
No, your new wife.
Oh, no. My resentment is towards a young man named Alex. You don't know him. I put that he's a punk bitch. Oh, because I sold him a vehicle which he returned to me.
I remember this.
Okay? Which he returned to me. And he sued me over it. Okay? And it hurt my ego more than, or it hurt my, economically. I mean, the money, I have the money still, but it was more my pride. And I felt that he did not keep his word. So, I guess pride. What I did not do, come to find out, is I didn't do my due diligence and smog the vehicle. And I verbally told him that it wasn't smogged. And I didn't have him sign something saying that he was aware of that and he was going to buy the vehicle anyways. Had I done that, he wouldn't have been able to sue me. So,
So what mistakes did you make?
what mistakes did I make? I got angry and I acted out of that anger.
No, you just said the mistakes is that you didn't you didn't follow through and write it down.
Yeah,
So hindsight's always 20/20.
right. So,
So next time you sell a vehicle, well, what will you do?
I will make sure that if I sell it as is, that I write it down and put as is, where it is. I bought vehicles like that before, I just didn't think it was important for me.
Yeah.
But now I learned.
Yeah.
But I was really mad because I was honestly, I'm not gonna say what I was thinking about doing, because I think you're recording. But I met this young man's family, father and brother, and they're very nice people.
Well, give me their address and I'll go blow them up.
Well, no, they're really nice people. He's not living there, or else I probably would have gone through whatever. But I'm not mad at him anymore. I got mad. I got the vehicle back. I just figured out that he's very possibly spiritually sick, or very, very dumb,
Or dishonest.
or dishonest. And either way, it's not my problem. Anymore. I got the vehicle back. I drove it here today.
Is he entitled? You
I
think
don't
he has
know.
a certain sense of entitlement?
I don't know. I honestly don't. I don't know the kid.
Right.
I think he's dumb. I honestly. And I'm saying it in nice words.
But okay, all right. So you made a mistake.
I made a mistake. I learned from it.
Yeah.
But I was pissed for like 6 months over it, playing it over in my head, and getting pissed and for nothing.
Yeah, what do you got?
I put my last boss, but he fired me for drinking. He had terrible ideas and that he was arrogant. So it affected my pocketbook and then my pride. And my mistakes in that is that at work when he told me to do something, I never followed the directions. I always thought that my ideas were better and
That's dumb.
Yeah.
yeah, and I told him that he didn't know what he was talking about. So that I could do it better.
And how long were you with this company?
3 weeks.
His ideas are better.
Right, so all this, right, this entire theme is the same. Right, you guys understand this?
Yeah, I'm not gonna
This
talk for a
entire
while.
theme is the same. Let me tell you what I think about me. Let me tell you who I think I am. Right? Right, Sam? Right.
Sometimes it's true though, Paul. Sometimes you tell your boss the way to do it right, and you are right.
Yeah, but he's
Well,
the
you
boss.
keep thinking that way.
No, I'm not. I'm
How's that work with any type of relationship, Sam?
I see what you're saying.
Humility.
But, yeah.
How does that work with any relationship? All right. All right. All right. Thanks, Dan. We'll see you next week. All right.